Hello, world. Ready to unleash your creativity? Warmest welcome to World Humanitarian Drive's 20th episode of Inspiring Millions Show. This is the show where we celebrate brilliant minds from around the world who share with us their story. Today, our featured guests are a creative couple, Kat Goduco of Calypso Gear and Dwayne Wright of W.net. We'll get to know their inspiring story in a short while. Thank you for joining us, live or on replay. I'm Viva O'Flynn, your host and Global Media Relations of World Humanitarian Drive. World Humanitarian Drive, also known as WHD, is an international NGO founded in Croydon, UK, by British Indian global peace activist, entrepreneur, writer, Dr. Abdul Basit Saeed. The primary vision of WHD is to promote peace, education, and trade harmony initiatives globally among everyone across the world, regardless of race, gender, religion, or nationality, living as one family. This Inspiring Millions show is your show too. Therefore, we encourage you to engage and interact with us. Please help us spread inspiration to the world by sharing this link. Put your questions that you would like to ask our honorable guests, Kat Goduco and Dwayne Wright of the USA, or comments that you have for us in the chat box. We will read them later on in the show. Let us also know where you are watching this. Wherever you are in the world, let us keep you company and brighten your day as we share peace, love, and creativity. Our virtual stage takes us to the United States of America, where they are celebrating Honor America Days leading up to the 4th of July, which is their Independence Day. June is a popular month for weddings. In this episode, we will talk to a creative couple, Dwayne and Kat, who are newlyweds, who have just gotten married 2 months ago. America is the land of opportunity and of the free. It is where our featured guests this week let their creativity free and find opportunities even in these COVID times. Kat Goduco is a Filipino-American photographer based in Atlanta, Georgia, and Los Angeles, California. Her purpose is to celebrate expression. With full anticipation, Kat captures intricate moments. She is drawn to the emotion of her subjects, and it is present through her body of work. Through practice, discipline, and guidance from veteran artists, Kat has been able to grow within her craft. Organizations such as the Atlanta Hawks, College Football Hall of Fame, and the YMCA make up some of Kat Goduco's vast client list. A member of Professional Photographers of America, her photographs have also been featured in publications such as People Magazine, USA Today, OK Magazine, and many more. As an entrepreneur of Calypso Gear, she produces helpful products for photo enthusiasts and global economy. Dwayne W. Wright is an Atlanta-based illustrator, professor, and curator. Early in his career, he made a name for himself as an illustrator for hip-hop magazines and as a designer for streetwear brands. For well over a decade, W has been curating the traveling art exhibition called Art Beats Plus Lyrics. As a visual artist, his depiction of urban life and culture continues to be sought after by brands like Sony, Champs, Microsoft, professional sports teams, Jack Daniels, and more. W can also be found speaking at workshops and panels on the topics of art and entrepreneurship. Let's all welcome Kat and Dwayne.
Hey, y'all. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for being with us here today. So how are you both?
Well, we're doing good. We're getting our day started with y'all, so
yeah, we're energized. We woke up, we got our coffee and our tea, so we're good to go.
Yes.
That's great. So could you please tell the world more about yourself and what you do? Let's start with Kat.
Okay. Well, my name is Kat Goduco. As Viva said, I'm a professional photographer, mostly based in Atlanta now since, during the pandemic, we haven't been able to fly too often. but I specialize in corporate events, in commercial work, anything to make people happy, vibrant, and beautiful. Like you mentioned, I work mostly with corporate clients, and I've been doing it now for 11 years full time. Another thing is on the side, I have my personal shows where I have themes and I host them at what do you call retail spaces to help educate people about art with fashion kind of early on. So that's essentially what I do.
Thanks, Kat. How about you, Dwayne? Could you introduce yourself to the world?
Yes, my name is Dwayne Wright. Most people know me as W. I'm an illustrator, curator, and art professor. Primarily, people know me through my work through hip hop illustration, a lot of urban themed work, and as the curator for Jack Honey Art Beats and Lyrics, which is a traveling urban art exhibition which travels around the U.S.
Okay, that's great. So, Kat, could you just tell us, how did you get started in your photography career?
Okay, this is a little bit of an interesting story. So coming out of college, I, had a full-time job, loved my job, right? Worked for several organizations, but my latest job before I made the move, I don't know, I was doing photography for freelance for friends on the side. And what happened was one day I woke up and I was feeling kind of empty, kind of empty inside. Didn't know what it was, wasn't anything wrong with the job, just, one day. So I decided I would take a drive. It was a Saturday, I remember this. And then I stopped at this church, some random church I'd never been to. And I was like, okay, I just sat down in front of the stairs and I was like, dude, give me some dumb, obvious signs because I suck at guessing. And, sometimes you ask the universe, you ask God, like, what is it that you're supposed to do? And you figure you're going to get an answer eventually. Well, this day I got my answer, like 5 minutes later. I received sign after sign after sign, things that only I would understand. And at the time, I was doing, and like I said, I was freelancing. So I was kind of teetering. That was my release. Like I said, that was a Saturday. That Monday, I put my 2 weeks in. I put my 2 weeks in because my sign led me to focus on photography full-time, focus on myself full-time. And from then on, I that was 11 years ago, and here I am today. Now, don't get me wrong. It wasn't an easy road. You learn things, you meet people, you grow, you plant seeds. And my seeds have led me here. Like I said, what is it? 11 years full time. So
that's a great starting point. So you asked the universe, and then the universe answered to do photography.
Focus on that.
Yeah, focus on that. So you have a video for us. So shall we play it?
Yeah, so the video you're about to see, like I mentioned, I like to throw showcases. When I do my personal work, I like to show, I like to throw showcases to in unique spaces to help people see what's up.
Okay, so let's watch the video.
Oh, this is vice versa.
Oh, that's an awesome video. You gave us a virtual experience of what your show is like. So you were saying that that happened before the pandemic started?
Yeah. So that actually was my last showcase. It was partnered with Athlete's Foot on March 2020, right before they shut everything down. And it was actually portraying my latest showcase called Vice versus Virtue. And it's a reboot from my original series where you take the 7 deadly sins and the 7 holy virtues and put your more contemporary spin on it. So I feel like everybody has, like, you know, a couple sides to them, and I wanted to showcase that through fabric and fashion. So.
Okay, that's great. Now let's go to Dwayne. How did you get started in art?
Well, I went to school in North Carolina, which is, in the US, and I studied illustration and design. So after school, I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna go take over the art world. But initially that didn't happen, so I ended up going back to my hometown and working in a newspaper, and I was designing car ads. And that was not very fulfilling for me. So I go to my boss one day and I tell him, hey, I'm leaving in 30 days. Normally in the US, you give them a 2 weeks notice. I figured I'd give them 30 days, a little extra time, just in case anybody wants to take me out to lunch to celebrate me leaving or whatever. So I did that, and that was roughly around the time when they had the first internet boom, like the late 90s, and designers were in demand. So at that time, different companies were just grabbing designers from across the country and just flying them places just to meet with a designer. Designers were like rock stars at the time. So that brought me to Atlanta, and I worked there for about 1.5 years, and then right about then the economy tanked, and that's when a bunch of massive layoffs happened in the technology industry, and I was one of those people. And from that day I walked into my job and they said, okay, we're shutting everything down. I was already planning to start my own thing and branch out on my own, so the transition was actually pretty easy. So as that one door closed, I was already ready to embark on an art career full time. But meanwhile, while I was working, I was doing design work and illustration work for clothing brands and other companies. So it was an easier transition to go from, the full-time job to being an independent artist, creative, and I've been doing that for 20 years now. That was the last time I was actually, an employee. It was like 2 decades ago. Actually, this year it was 2 decades ago,
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah.
It was 20 years.
Yeah, and so I started off doing the illustration work and design work for different clients, and then my business partner and I, we started working on art beats and lyrics together, and we've been doing that for like the last 16, 17 years.
Yep.
You also have some photos.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, of your artwork. So we're just going to show them.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait. Okay, there. Those are your artworks. Could you tell us more about?
Oh, wait.
There we go.
Okay, so
this one.
all right. So a lot of the work that I do is themed around urban culture and hip hop music. That's where I got my initial inroad into the art world, is through illustration and urban lifestyle. And this is actually a poster that was done for the tour we do. So outside of being the curator, I wanted to do the poster. So I did the illustration for the poster for the show. And if you turn it to you turn it to the side somewhat, it's actually like a cassette tape, which is a theme that I've worked with in my work, hip hop boom boxes, because the boom box is like the classic, outside of the turntable, the most iconic hip hop item. And this is another thing where I incorporate that into my work as well.
Yeah. Another artwork.
Yes, this also goes along with the urban vibe and urban thing that I put in my work. And over the past few years, I started incorporating a lot of more natural elements in my pieces. So I wanted to incorporate more nature, flowers, and birds and things along that, and mixing it with more of the urban themes.
Oh, yes.
So
yeah,
so this is the art show that we do.
Okay.
This is in State Farm Arena, which is a professional basketball arena. So
Yep.
what we do is we do one night only shows. We travel around the country renting venues. And this was the venue that we rented for this particular show in Atlanta. And we had about 5,000 people show up with about another maybe 5,000 outside trying to get in.
Yes.
And-
Shout out to the picture.
Yeah. Also, Kat was a photographer.
Yep.
She is an amazing tour photographer, and she's been traveling with us for what, 10 years now?
10 years. You see, that's how we work.
Yeah, we work together. She's the photographer on the tour, and she's been capturing the energy and the vibe and the feel of all our shows for the past decade. This is the one. This happened right before the pandemic.
Yeah, this actually happened in 2020, January
Yeah.
2020.
So the tour was going just fine, and then Corona hit. So yeah, so after this, we did one more show for NBA All-Star Weekend
In Chicago.
in Chicago, and it was what, February 14th. It was Valentine's Day.
It was it was the day after Valentine's. No,
Oh, it was Valentine's Day, yeah.
It was Valentine's.
So, and it was, you know, it was freezing cold in Chicago. It was like what, maybe 3 degrees or something. But the crowd was there. They came out to enjoy the artwork. They came out to enjoy the experience. And then we were like, yeah, this is great. We can't wait to go on our next trip.
And nothing happened.
And that was the last flight we took for like over a year.
Yep.
We went home. So yeah, so we went from doing shows like this to doing shows right here.
Yes, together.
Right here in this house. So
Oh, and that's the line outside.
yeah, that was the line. The line went around the block to get into
Yes.
the show.
And that's a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you for talking us through that one and just sharing more about your art. So we also have a video from you as well.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
the art beats. Shall we watch it?
Sure. Okay, yeah.
Yay.
This show was in Virginia. Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're such a creative couple. It's amazing how you do your own thing and then how you also collaborate with each other.
Mhm.
So how did the two of you first meet?
Yeah, you know what? That's the $1 million question. We don't know. Actually, we actually don't know.
Well, the thing is, Atlanta has an art scene and a creative scene, and we met over like, you know, being in the same social circles and creative circles.
Yeah. I mean, that's all we got. We
Yeah.
could say we met at a card game. We could say we could
Yeah,
make
like
up a story.
You get to know people because you're around them, and you see them at shows, you see them at events, and I think that's how we got together.
I think so. I think. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I wish we could give a more
Yeah.
concrete answer, but
It
that's
wasn't
what-
like one time.
No.
It was like several times.
actually, we can't even agree when we first met. like that's the truth.
So what is it like working with your spouse? You've been married for 2 months now. So even before that, you've been working together, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, oh no, you go ahead, Dwayne.
No, we've been together for like 11 years.
Been together for a long time, yeah.
The marriage part is 2 months old, but we've been together a really long time.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool because we get to travel together, we get to experience things together. And being that it's a traveling exhibition, you know, we go from city to city, we get a chance to see family in different parts of the country and all that. So it's really fun.
Well, not only that, one of the things I enjoy is we get to bounce ideas off of each other. right? Because one of the things that happens is I think we work well together because he's an artist with business sense, and I'm a business person with some art sense. So I didn't go to school for art, right? I went to school for marketing and international business. So earlier, I forgot to mention that, but I used to use art and creativity as a release, but then I decided to make it my business. Well, being as though we're similar but opposite, it helps us see ideas from different point of views, and helps us develop, our projects or, our thoughts by bouncing it off of each other. So that's one of the things I enjoy.
It's very, very helpful to have someone to bounce an idea off of that has a different perspective.
Right.
Because you don't want to be in an echo chamber where you're just bouncing ideas off and everything is great, So, but I think that sometimes when the person has a different angle, a different set of experiences, they can point out things that you may not even consider. And
Right.
that is very helpful in the creative process.
Yes, because sometimes I don't see things.
Well, you work well together, and you've also just gotten married recently. So congratulations. What is
Thank
it? Yay. What is it like to get married in COVID times?
Go ahead, Dwayne, you start.
Well, I don't know what it's like to get married outside of COVID times. But I tell you, it's a different experience in the fact that you have to take certain precautions and keep certain things in mind. The idea of having a really big ceremony and everything, you have to table that for a while till after things cool off a little bit and, things start opening up. Things are starting to open up here, a bunch here, but, some other places may not have that. So in order for everybody to get together, you want to make sure that, everybody's safe.
However, the pandemic has allowed us to have a larger reach, right? Because of Zoom, tools like Zoom,
Yes.
or streaming services, it has allowed us to actually invite more people into our to our ceremony.
Yeah,
because what we did is we made a virtual ceremony for our closest friends and family to see.
Yeah.
And they're from around the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just like here in the United States, which can be big.
Yeah.
Too.
And we had a cool theme.
Oh yeah.
Just
Oh yeah. Do you have one of our where's our sticker? It's right there.
Okay. Let's see.
So we had like stickers. Hold on, we have stuff all over here. So we have, oh no, we don't even have
The
it.
stickers over here.
Oh, okay. So our theme was Adidas, right? So we were big on, we are an
Of course, we're
Adidas
gonna have
household.
branding.
We have to tell the world, ouch. We love Adidas. So what we did was we had an Adidas themed wedding. He normally wears tracksuits. I
Yes.
normally wear like Adidas sneaks.
Yes.
And yeah, I had an Adidas wedding dress.
Which was awesome.
And he had the Adidas golf gear
Yes.
on. It was dope. So yeah.
Then we had a change of outfits for the.
Oh yeah, we had a second change of
Yeah.
outfits.
You gotta have a change of outfits. Gotta be creative in COVID times.
Yep, that's what it helps to about that.
Yeah, these are really interesting times, and it brings out your creativity even more. So how do you seek out opportunities as a photographer, as a photographer, Kat?
Okay.
How do you seek,
Oh,
opportunities?
in general, right?
Yes.
So early on in my career, I believe in telling everyone about what you're trying to do, right? And what I was trying to do was I was trying to work with people and organizations that align with my sensibilities, right? One thing I do enjoy is in essence, helping people, right? Inspiring people, not only with the type of photographs that I take, but also with people's businesses, right? So I believe in helping different small businesses who have similar goals. So I would tell everybody what I was doing. Well, back then, we didn't really have social media. So we did, but not really. So I would email people, I would tell people, hey, I'm doing this, doing this, doing this. And which led me to, a bunch of awesome opportunities. And eventually, I really haven't seeked out opportunities for photography recently, but I seek out opportunities to collab for my personal work at this point in time. So really just word of mouth. telling people what you do a good job, right?
Yes.
In essence, if you have an opportunity, always make sure you do the best that you can, because you never know if you will have that opportunity to work with people again, or you may be able to plant seeds to make that foundation even stronger, you know? So that's essentially what I try to do.
So do the best you can. That's a really important lesson. And we have some photos that you took, Kat.
Oh yeah,
So we could just, yeah. Let's just show some of your photos.
Let's start with okay, this is from my personal collection that you saw in the video. This is Vice versus Virtue. One of the themes was peace versus wrath, and this is one of the models. Her name is Christina, and you can see wrath is on the left and peace is on the right, and I use the fabrics to kind of emote the emotion. So. Oh my God, let me tell you, this was an amazing, okay, so I got a phone call when Michelle Obama was doing her tour for her book, Becoming, right? So it was a private event before her going on to her show. And afterwards, you know, I was really like geeked, right? I was shocked. And I was very thankful and honored to be able to shoot Michelle Obama and a bunch of other people at the event. So I got a chance to take a selfie with her. Okay. This is Bruno Mars. Now, let me tell you, this was one of my earlier photographs. A lot of people don't know that starting out, I was working for media outlets and going to award shows, things like that. And Bruno Mars, this was during a sound check for the BET, what was it? It was either Soul Train or Celebration of Gospel. I think it's Soul Train Awards. Yeah. Okay. This is a more recent photo. So shout out to the Atlanta Hawks. Let me tell you, one of my favorite clients. This is during this season. This was taken probably a week ago. The Hawks are deep into the NBA playoffs, and this is the energy that is in the arena right now. We are very excited. There's a game tonight, game 6. Let's win it. Go Hawks. And I just, one of my goals in pictures is to show energy, emotion, and just how it is to be there without being there. Oh, okay. This is some commercial work that I do. So this was from a campaign with Athlete's Foot. Athlete's Foot is a global brand that focuses on athleisure, you know, and this is one of the shoots that we had. I think she's wearing Nike right now. And then the next one, I think, is another one from that same set. Yep. This is the male. That was Tiffany. This is Chamoy. Same thing. We were doing a campaign to promote this Nike gear. Yeah, so that's a little taste of what I do.
Thank you so much for sharing those with us, Kat. So Dwayne, how do you seek out opportunities as an artist?
Well, building off of what Kat was saying is that you just do good work. Every time you get a chance to work with someone, do the absolute best you can and really go in. Because like she said, you never know what opportunities may come next or if you ever get that opportunity again.
Correct.
So really work really hard about making it the best you can possibly do it. One of the things I like to do is let people know that you're still active, especially if you are a creative person or you're independent artist. You have to let people know that you're still working.
Correct. And
that is one of the things that helps draw people to you. Social media has been really a good way to have people check on your, I guess, the work you do and your busyness, what you've been up to. So it's good to keep your social media up to date. And I really try to, you know, put that up, you know, really think about what I'm putting out there, and hopefully it'll attract more clients. And also one of the best things to do, I think, is to know people, if you can, in different industries, because then they can recommend you for different projects, different opportunities. So it's really fortunate to be in a position where you can you have friends or you have clients that worked with you in the past that can recommend you for other opportunities. And, that's a good way to keep things going.
Friends are amazing.
Yes. Friends with jobs are helpful.
Friends with jobs are amazing. Yeah. So, and also if actually what happens is we get people asking each of us about each other. So we also get that. So someone might ask him about me and vice versa.
Oh, hey, do you know a photographer? Actually, I do.
Hey, do you know an illustrator? Actually,
funny you should mention that. I do happen to know a photographer.
I happen to live with one.
It's great that you recommend each other. So those are also valuable tips. What would you say are your unique skills, your unique selling point that has helped you become successful in what you do?
Oh, wow. I don't know. You want to start this or should I?
Oh, you good.
Okay. Well, I don't know about if it's unique, but one thing that I like to do is when I under promise, and I try to under promise and over deliver, right? At the very least, do what you say. If you have an agreement with a client, fulfill that agreement, right? Because that's what you agreed upon. I believe that being kind is very important, being thorough, and just being overall friendly. I don't know. I like to be open. You listen to everything. Listen to all the opportunities that you and that might come across your desk, even though you may not usually take an opportunity like that. It's always important to listen because you never know what you're going to learn, right? I think that's something I try to do. Try to be open. How about you, Dwayne?
I would say one of the perspective. And there's a lot of artists out there that are capable and very talented, but what makes the artist special is what they bring to the table creatively and with their vision and their perspective on things. So I would like to think that my particular way of viewing things and executing things are the two things that make me a valuable asset, and also work ethic.
Work ethic.
Work ethic. There's no shortcut for hard work. You really got to put the time in and put the energy in and really, really go at it, whatever you decide you're going to do.
Well, one thing, a lot of people may not realize all the magic happens behind social media, right? When no one's watching. Yeah. And that's where I think that both of us really excelling, because there's a lot of stuff that we do and a lot of sleepless nights just to,
don't make the gram.
That don't make the gram, that don't make anybody's text, emails, anything like that. So just make sure you have the internal drive to make, a project happen, like regardless of what's in front of you.
Those are really wonderful tips that our virtual audience can learn from. So it is Learning Disability Week and the theme is art and creativity. What is creativity to you and how do you get inspiration?
Well, creativity to me is the ability to solve issues and how you go about doing it, whether it's visual or design, or it just happens that we're in the visual side of things. When a challenge is made or a project comes up, that's when the creativity starts going into play. How do you achieve the goal that you want to achieve?
Right.
Or how do you get from, what is the path you're going to make creatively or, conceptually from point A to point B? That is the magic right there. That's where the artistry comes in, because there's technical stuff you got to do, which is great. And how do you apply those techniques to get to the goal? That's really what it's about for people that are in the more commercial side of the art world.
But on the flip side, right, I believe also, I believe everything he just said, and just to include, creativity is the result of your feelings also, right? Like some people use it as a release, like I mentioned earlier. If I hadn't made it my business, I would continue to do that. I would continue to shoot photos of what I feel like inside or what I feel like I would like to express. And it is good for therapy as well. Like I know some friends who work in art therapy that help people, you know, get through certain things. So that's another way I believe creativity is important.
So Kat, you're an entrepreneur of Calypso Gear. Could you tell us more about it?
Well, see, Calero, right? Yes, in Tagalog, it would be Calypso Gear, but Americanized Calypso Gear. Well, first and foremost, during the pandemic, you know, we had the whole world kind of shut down essentially. And it just got me thinking, you know, what are my next steps? What are my moves? And I wanted to pivot towards creating helpful products, right? And what initially had it started was I would have different photographers during my shoots, you know, different creatives that I met, ask me, you know, hey, you know, what type of equipment you use, you know, what would you recommend? And the same answer kept going in my head, like, you know, it was these products that were, you know, they were good, but I didn't feel like there were a lot of fun colorway products that were, what's the word I'm talking about? Like, not sturdy. What's that word?
Durable.
Durable.
Yeah.
That was durable. That was professional looking. And that's what I wanted to create. So Calero in Tagalog means pal or playmate, right? And I wanted to keep that theme going throughout the products, throughout the marketing and branding, because I would like the company to be a pal or playmate for its consumer. And so thus Calero was born. Calero. And our first product is the Sentinel, which is, you know what, I wish I had it right here, which is our wrist strap. It's a multi-purpose wrist strap, mostly initially for camera view. For cameras, it could be DSLRs, it could be mirrorless, whatever you decide to use it for. It could tether to anything. So that's our initial product, but we're coming out with 4 products over the next 2 years. So the goal is to help global creatives, the global creative community, and to be fashionable as well. So that's my goal with Calypso.
Calypso Gear. So it's a Tagalog word for playmate.
I know.
So what tips would you like to give to those wanting to start a business in these pandemic times, since you did a pivot, Kat?
Well, for me, okay. One of the things that I would say, well, first and foremost, write down your ideas, right? Write it down, because sometimes we can get caught up in our head and, you know, we might forget things or we might lose track of it. So write down all your ideas. You know, all your ideas are meaningful. Then create a plan of action to just see how you can make it happen, right? Dwayne always says, throw a rock as far as you can and figure out the steps to get to that rock. Did I say that right?
Yes, that's good.
See, I don't even remember it because I didn't write it down. But what I'm saying is just when you have an idea, try. Don't be afraid, because your ideas are valuable. You know, I believe in trying at whatever level you're comfortable with. And eventually, the more you try, the better you'll get, even if you don't get it right the first time. You know what I mean? That's like, for me, that's always been essentially my overarching theme. Just try. Dwayne, do you have?
Dwayne, yeah. He's an entrepreneur too, so we'd love to hear it. Dwayne.
Okay, I would say definitely. I'm a big fan of writing things down. You know, and also I feel that you get a lot of inspiration by the more stuff you see.
Correct.
You know, so continuously be looking for things. You know, continuously, whether you're, you know, I have a tablet that I just keep inspiration on. You know, some people may use Pinterest.
I use my phone.
Yeah, some use their phone. I like to put it all in one space, you know, because I like to put my reference materials for drawings and paintings as well. But I'm constantly out there looking for ideas, looking to see what's going on. And even after the pandemic subsides and things get back to normal, start going out and seeing what other businesses are doing, other artists are doing. You know, keep up to speed on what's happening and staying on top of things, because ideas come from being exposed to things.
So adding on to that, one of the things we like to do is go to different events. Like we've been to like Sundance, we've been to London Fashion Week, we've been to like South by Southwest, like.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of like conventions and things like that, and they're fertile grounds for ideas.
But it doesn't even have to be the ones that cost money. You could be going to your local like festival or meeting other artists, going to an art gallery. Like just go somewhere to get inspired, you know?
Yes. And
try to.
That is your inspiration is like your secret sauce. Not necessarily you need it to do your job, because your job is your job. You know, you get hired, you do your thing. You get hired, what you do your thing. But it's the thing that keeps you evolving. It's the thing that keeps you trying new things. And it's very important to the creative process and to your career as a creative person.
Correct.
That's really great. I'm also looking through the comments of people watching our virtual audience. So Laura Brown Morse is saying this is a helpful interview. And then Win is saying a very inspirational couple.
Hey, Laura. Hey, Win.
Happy is saying so inspiring. So there's a question by Professor Dr. G.P. Doraisamy. He's asking, well, he's saying actors, artists, dramatists, and producers need to work around the globe to face many social problems. How do you allocate your time for family, social, and work in your daily life?
Well,
being that we are one, we live together and we work together.
I think they're talking about our families.
Like
in general. Well,
okay.
Well, I feel like we talk to our family every day. I don't know. I mean, like things like social media and Zoom have allowed us to be able to communicate. What's that called? Technology? Yes. Technology has allowed us. I mean, no, go ahead. You saying.
But yeah, like Bill was kind of like with oddly enough, over the last year, you know, it's forced, you know, people to think of new ways to connect with their family and their friends and everything, and also check in on people. So that's one of the things that we definitely use Zoom a lot more. We call people a lot more. And as things are opening up here, we're actually starting to see people more. So, and you have to keep things balanced, you know, so you have to make time to go and see your family, and you appreciate them because you may not have seen them in a while.
Correct. Yes. And we know how to dress well from here on out.
So speaking of family, it will be Father's Day this Sunday. What is your message to your dads?
I mean, dads in general, I say stay cool, stay chill, stay creative, right? Dads like to barbecue, go eat, relax. It's your day. That's what I want to say.
And also, you know, say, you know, to my dad, thank you, you know, for everything, and, you know, enjoy your day and have as much, do whatever you want to do. That's your time to shine. You know, Mother's Day is a big deal. You get flowers a lot of Mother's Day.
Correct.
So for, you know, my dad and other dads out there, you know, enjoy your time, you know, do whatever you want to do that day.
Look, my dad's birthday is around here, so he's having fun right now. So happy belated and chill.
Okay, that's a great message to dads. So let's talk about World Humanitarian Drive. Now, World Humanitarian Drive has an Honoring the Honorable initiative to identify and recognize individuals and organizations for their contributions to this world by honoring and awarding them. How important is honoring the honorable initiative in these times to you?
It's very important because there's a lot of people doing good things out there, and they're helping folks and all of that. So putting a spotlight on them, one, lets them know, hey, we appreciate what you're doing. And also it encourages other people to get out there and join in and try and help and try to make the world a better place. You know, so I think it's very important to honor the honorable people out there.
Ditto. No, I mean, just piggybacking. Yes, there are a lot of people that we may not ever know that are helping those people that are recognized get to where they are too. So everybody is contributing. So it's important to highlight those folks.
Definitely, it's an important initiative to honor the honorable. So we have viewers from different parts of the world, and many of our viewers, they haven't been to the USA yet. So this would be a great opportunity for them to know more about your country. What can you tell others about the USA? What do you love about the USA, especially 4th of July is coming soon?
Well, 4th of July is coming up, and the goal over here is to have things, open and running again. And some parts of the country, things are, getting back to normal. Here in Atlanta, things are pretty much open, and, people are feeling a lot more comfortable going out and getting together and everything. So, hopefully many of the folks that are watching this from around the world can, once we get this pandemic thing under control, can come and visit and they'll get back to, travel and all that. But one of the things I would say about the US is that there's a lot of opportunities here, and you can actually take an idea and make it happen,
Right.
So I think if there's anything to be said, it's the opportunity that you can be that creative person and work and have a career and thrive here.
But as a visitor,
And as a visitor, you can enjoy, once it's open again, all of the cool landmarks in which we have to offer in the country.
yes.
Cool cities to check out once the pandemic is
Oh, yeah.
passed. Number one, Atlanta.
Hey.
That's where we are. We're kind of biased.
Yes.
Then I definitely would say maybe hit the normal spots like LA and New York. But there are, outside of LA and New York, there are a bunch of really cool cities out here that have their own culture and
Food.
amazing food.
Yes. We like to eat.
Yes.
Yes.
Even if you just do a food tour.
Yeah.
It's
A
worth
food
it.
tour probably would be amazing.
Yeah.
How about you, Kat? What do you love about the USA?
Oh, same thing that he said.
It's great how you just bounce off each other.
That's what we do here.
Yeah, no, we really actually, a lot of, when we talk, I've noticed, we like just talk kind of as one and a half. Not really as two. So, but
Yeah.
what he said is, just to piggyback off of that, he's right. Once this whole country opens up, people can enjoy some of the things that you see, not really like the Hollywood stuff that you see in movies, but mostly like the culture of each city, because each city has its own identity, right? Here, especially in Atlanta, shout out to the A. But the food and the creatives also develop the identity of each of the cities as well.
Yeah. And there's lots of pockets out there that you like, even as we live here in the US, but we find cool spots to go to. And there are some really, really solid, really cool people out here. I know that sometimes people may not get that from the media and everything, but there are still really, really cool people here in the
There are
US.
good people here too.
In the US.
Yes.
So could you tell us about your plans? Do you have any upcoming projects that you would like to promote? And how could our virtual audience buy your products?
Oh, you want to, I mean, I can do it.
Start it off. I'll talk.
I mean, all I'll say is I'm continuing to work on Calypso Gear. Everybody, please try to visit calypsogear.com so you can take a look at our products and continue to follow us. We are at Calypso Gear on Instagram, which is KALAROGEAR. But in regards to work, if anybody needs a commercial event photographer, if anyone needs a speaker of some sort, I don't know, we're open.
Yeah, and so as of right now, we are waiting. We're getting our tour for the next go around set up. So hopefully things will be picking up around the time of Art Basel in Miami. If not, we'll be doing it at the top of next year. By that time, in the US, things should be back to normal to some degree. And we've just been working on that, getting that whole thing, reaching out to artists, because our show is comprised of artists from around the world now. So we're always looking for new artists to work with in the tour. And personally, as a visual artist myself, still continuing to do illustrations and work on my own personal work.
That's amazing. So connect with Kat and Dwayne. So Kat and Dwayne, what is your inspiring message to the world?
You go first.
I would say my inspiring message is this. Once you decide that you want to, do whatever it is, whether it's a creative endeavor or whatever, you can make it happen. It may not seem like something that can happen like right now, but over time it can. if you continuously work at it a little bit each day, you'll be surprised how far you get over time. You know, and it's okay not to be the best at it when you start. You know, it's okay not to be the best at it way down the road, but the more you work at it, the better you will get, and that hard work will pay off, and you will see your progress once you look back. And you may not notice the progress while it's happening because it's a slow thing, you know, but keep at it, keep working at it, whether it's creativity, art, music, whatever field you're in. It's just know that hard work does pay off. And as long as you have a plan and you work that plan and revise the plan as needed, you know, because sometimes plans may go awry, but you know, you will get to where you want to go.
And for me, real simple, be you, you're good enough. That's my word.
Oh, that's perfect. Is it okay if we just answer one more question? It's from Tongi Gra. So do you have any recommendations for online courses for people who want to start developing their art or photography skills? Is there any place that people could go to learn?
There's one, first of all, YouTube University. YouTube is great. But if you want to go outside of YouTube, if you're going into like the visual arts, more classical stuff, there's the Masters Academy, and there's Skillshare, which is another one. LinkedIn Learning is another thing.
Udemy
is another good one.
Yeah.
All of those have different programs made by actual working artists
and professors.
Yeah. So, and you can watch the videos. Now, they're good at giving you the basics, which that's all you really need to get started. And then after that, you get to, you know, keep developing your own work by doing your homework and researching and learning your own, outside of that. But those are helpful, especially if you have time and you're in a place where you're not going out as much. Right. Learn as much as you can.
Be a sponge.
Thank you so much, Kat and Dwayne Wright, for honoring us with your presence, sharing your creativity, and inspiring the world with your story. In honor of international recognition for your virtue and persistently serving and inspiring humanity with your noble deeds, we would like to present you with Inspiring Humanitarian Award, signed by Dr. Abdul Basit Said, founder chairman, signed today, the 18th of June.
Hey,
thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, we got to get this framed.
Yeah. This is going on Instagram.
Yeah, this is going on Instagram.
We'll let people know.
Yes. What?
Thank you. Thank you.
This is awesome.
Congratulations. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Oh, thank you for having us. Oh my God, this is great. This is a great morning.
Thank you, Kat Goduco of Calypso Gear and Dwayne Wright of W.net. We would thank you. We would like to share.
Thank you. Oh, this is awesome. What?
Congratulations.
You got awards. I haven't had an award in so long.
Okay, so we would like to share a quotation by American singer and songwriter Tori Amos. There's room for everyone on the planet to be creative and conscious if you are your own person. If you're trying to be like somebody else, then there isn't. We are all born creative. With life's day-to-day mundane tasks, we lose sight of that fact. Let us awaken to our creativity. Have fun with it. Use our skills and talents to create an even more beautiful world. We hope you enjoyed today's discussion with Kat Goduco and Dwayne Wright, and that it motivated you to live a creative life. If today's discussion inspired you, please like it, share it, send us a comment. Also, do share with us your takeaways from today. Follow us on our social media accounts. Click subscribe on our YouTube channel, WHD Media. Visit our WHD website, www.whd.org.uk, for more inspiring events. Stay safe and healthy. These are challenging times for everyone. Please remember to be kind. To our frontliners, we salute you. We thank you for your hard work, sacrifices, and dedication to humanity. To all those celebrating their birthdays and special milestones this week, happy celebrations. Have a wonderful weekend. We wish to thank all those who made Trilateral Global Summit Edition 2 a success. Our media and event sponsors, TV Bricks, International Media Network, Doha Bank, there's so much to look forward to, Universal Peace Federation, International Diplomatic Club Amicability, AAFT University, International Youth Summit, and News Abode, our honorable guests and speakers, and our virtual audience. You may watch the replay on WHD's Facebook page and YouTube channel. On behalf of WHD team, especially those working behind the scenes, WHD Chairman Dr. Abdul Basit Saeed, WHD Director of Global Operations, our superwoman, Ms. Sarah Wilson, WHD's 12 Honorable Secretary Generals, we thank you, our virtual audience from around the world, for joining us. This has been World Humanitarian Drive's Inspiring Millions Show. I'm Viva O'Flynn. Please join us again next Friday. We will have a discussion with a highly recognized social worker, Dato Dr. Florence Senaya, President of SNEM Malaysia, USA, Malaysia, as we inspire the world here on Inspiring Millions Show.